Hello and welcome to this video. Today I show you how to make DIY burlap jute flowers. Here I've taken some water and I'm adding some washable glue to it and stirring it up and coating the jute entirely with this. So here I've taken a small piece for our first flower and I'm going to take some twine and some fabric glue and create some petal shapes with my fabric glue as shown here. And I'm just going to take the twine and roll it up and kind of border the glue with this. Now I'm just taking a smaller piece of the twine and I'm just going to make the inner petal. If you don't have twine, you can also pull out strings of the burlap jute and use that instead. That's an option as well. And here I've just created 8 petals on the same exact sheet of the hardened jute, and I'm going to then cut out all of these petals using an eyebrow scissor, and this is what the final product looks like now. So now I'm going to take some twine and I'm going to roll it up into a circle as shown here, and I'm going to glue the edge up just to secure it. So now I'm just taking some normal jute that's not been hardened and I'm going to cut it to create a small circle that will be the base of the flower that we will be making. So this is the base, and now I'm just going to grab all 8 of my petals and I'm going to start off by just kind of bending them to create a more curved effect. So now I'm just taking the fabric glue and I'm going to take 4 of my petals and I'm going to make a plus sign with them as shown here. It should form kind of like a 4-leaf clover type shape. And then I'm just taking some more glue and I'm going to put them in the spaces that we left. So it should be turned approximately 45 degrees to create another plus sign, but 45 degrees to the right or the left as shown here. So you end up with this type of flower. And then I'm just taking my centerpiece that we created earlier and I'm just going to put that into the center and let this completely dry. This is what the final product looks like. This is flower number 2, what I like to call the triangle flower. So I'm just cutting out pieces here that are approximately 1/4 of an inch in width. This is the hardened burlap again that we treated with the water glue mixture. So now I'm going to bend the burlap in this shape to kind of form like a bow, and this is what it'll look like, and I'm just going to use some glue and secure that there. Then I'm just going to hot glue these in the shape as shown here, so it should look kind of like a star now. And then I'm just going to put a gemstone in the middle. So this is called the rose, number 3, and I'm just taking a sheet that is 1/4 of a normal US letter size, and I've just taken this and folded it in such a way as shown here. Now I'm just taking my scissors and I'm going to cut like shown. You can also use any sort of like pattern you may have, just make sure that it has 8 petals on it. So this is what it looks like. So now I've just cut out 4 flowers. I've actually cut out an extra, so you only need 3. So I'm just going to take one of these. This is again the hardened burlap, and I'm going to cut out 2 of the petals, leaving a bit of a triangle on one of the petals to enable gluing easily as shown here. Then I'm going to glue this with hot glue. And then this is the second part, so I've cut out 3 petals here, and I'm going to again hot glue this like so. Then I've taken another flower and I'm going to cut out 4 of the petals, as shown here, and I'm going to hot glue that. And then again, you don't need the 4th petal, but it's good to have an extra in case you mess up. And here I've just taken one of the extras that I just cut out, and I've cut out 1 more petal, so I only have 3 petals on that one. And this is another extra that only has 2 petals. So I'm just going to roll this up to form the center. So now we're going to assemble. So I'm just taking the 6 petals, 5 petals, 4 petals, 3 petals, and then the 2/1 center petal as shown here. And then we're just going to curl the flower edges as shown here. So this is the final product. Let's jump into number 4, the ruffled flower. You do not need to use the hardened burlap here, just use normal burlap jute. And I've just pulled out the middle strings, and now I'm just taking my hot glue gun and I'm going to glue down one edge, and I'm going to completely secure this. You want to make sure to have something underneath it in case the glue makes its way through the burlap and it might damage your surface, so make sure to have something. I have paper here. So this is what it looks like now. So I'm just going to start from one edge and I'm going to roll all the way up and secure the end. So you end up with this bundle now. So now I'm just going to take this bundle and just use my fingers to kind of spread it out. And you may have some stranglers that jump out at you, but just use a pair of scissors to trim those. And now I'm going to show you how to decorate using these. So I've just taken a piece of burlap and then some lace on top of that, and I'm going to hot glue this to just a normal pasta jar. It's just a clear jar. This is a great recycled craft because I used the burlap from a rice bag that I had. So I'm just going to glue this completely. And now I'm just taking my rose and I'm going to hot glue the rose into the center. So these are some other ideas. Thank you for watching.